Unfortunately, I had to split up the last part, but here we go. Let's finish it. Yeah, this one should be a bit faster than the previous episode, at least. Anyway, thanks for watching, and if you feel like this helped you, feel free to like, subscribe, do all of that. It really does mean a lot. And let's get right into it. You can close out your, well, let's not close out anything yet. Just open up your content drawer, head over to content, and open up your game instance. Inside your game instance, when we initialize, hold down S to create a sequence. Then 0 goes into the previous one, and now we're going to make a new one. So does save game exist? We're going to call this one save. Add from the branch. I'm going to do a false, create save game object. The save game object we haven't created yet, so head over to your inventory, head over to save game, right click, blueprints, blueprint class, save game. Select that. I'm going to call this one chest save. Open it up. Inside of chest save, we're going to add a new variable. This is going to be called chest save struct. We haven't made this yet, so let us go into our content drawer, right click, select blueprints, and then structure. And here we're going to call this one, as I said before, chest save struct, like so. Open that up. In here we're going to need two variables. Number one is going to be the ID, so that's not that's an integer. Name ID. Other one is inventory slots array, and that's going to be called chest contents. Save that, close it out. In our save game object, select from boolean, select the one that we just made, so chest save struct array, compile and save, and we can close that out. After we have created, we actually need to select chest save on that. After we have done that, return, promote that to a variable, chest save game object. We need to make a new variable here as well, and that's going to be called chest save struct, of type chest save struct array, same as before. We're going to get ours, and we're out from the object. We're going to set chest save struct to ours. After that, we're going to save game to slot, and the slot, the object is the return value of the save game. Slot name is our chest save. I'm just going to copy that over. However, if it does already exist, let's move this a little bit down, and we can call this just initialize inventory save. That's not how I type it. Fuck it. Okay, out from true. We're going to do a load game from slot. Slot name is the slot name that we just made. We're going to cast to chest save. Out from chest save, we need to set our chest save, not our chest save struct, our chest save game object again. After that, we want to get chest save struct. I don't know why I keep promoting these because I never use them. We're going to set our chest game save struct to the one from our save game. And then we are going to do a delay here, and then we're going to make a new custom event. So we're going to do a delay of like 0.1. Doesn't matter. And then we're going to create a new custom event, which is going to be called load chests. And then you call that load chests from after that delay. If it doesn't exist, we're going to make it. If it does exist, we're going to get the info from it, and after delay, we're going to load the chests. When we load the chests, we're going to get all the actors and then get variables from them. So we need to get all actors of class. The class is our BP chest. We're going to do a for each loop out from that, and then we're going to check if the array element. No, we're going to get the ID. Have we set up that yet? We do have an ID. Yeah, we do have an ID. Have we done anything else with the ID? I don't think so. Okay, we're going to get the ID. And then we're going to do another for each loop. So we're going to get our chest save struct. We're going to do a for each loop on that inside of our other loop. So it's a loop within a loop. Out from here, we're going to break the element and we're going to get the ID from that. We're going to check if the ID from our save game array already exists. No, if it's the same as one of the actors in the world. So if it is, then that's the only time we're going to do something. So we're going to branch out from that. So it does exist. That's sweet. Then we're going to do a how are we going to do this? Yeah, so we're going to get the array element. We're going to set contents from that because that's our chest that we found it on. We're looping through. We're checking if the ID matches one of that is saved. If it does, then we're going to set the contents to the one that we found that match the ID. Like so. After that, we're actually going to make a new variable over on our chest, over on our graph. We're going to make a new custom event here. This one has been called reinitialize. So when we reinitialize, we're basically resizing once more, and then we are going to cast to new game instance. Plug that in there. Out from our game instance, we want to get our chest save struct. Because keep in mind, in there we have our IDs, and then we want to loop through for each loop with break this time. Want to loop through and check if the break open the element, and check if the ID is equal to our ID. If it does, we're going to break out and do another branch just to make sure. Out of true, we're going into break. And then out from completed, we're going to do the second check. If it's true, so we already exist, then we're going to grab our chest save game struct over here from our game instance, and we're going to add to it. What are we going to add? Well, we're going to add ourselves, right? So split open that. The ID comes from our ID. The contents come from our contents. And then we are going to save the chest. So yeah, so if we find ourselves, we're going to set our contents to the incoming contents into true, like so. And then we need to go into another custom event here, which is going to be the saving of the chest. So let us set up that right away. Underneath our begin play, we're going to do another custom, which is going to be called save chest. And we're going to be calling that after both of these, like so. Compile and save. When we save our chest, we want to cast to our game instance. After that, we want to get the struct, and we want to loop. Break open the element. Check if the ID is equal to an ID is equal to our ID. We're doing a lot of redundant checks, but it works. When we're trying to save our chest, we need to check if it exists. If it does exist, okay, awesome. We're going to call another event in our game instance. So we have load chests here. Now we need to add a save chest. So custom event save chests Under save chest, we are going to have a input of chest ID, which is going to be a integer. We're going to have another input of contents, which is going to be item chest, what did we call that? Inventory slots array. Another one, which is going to be array ID, because we need to know where we are actually putting this in our save. So let's head back into your chest. If everything is good and we find it, then we want to call that. So out from your game instance, drag that out and call save chests. The chest ID is our ID, the contents is our contents, and the ID, the array ID, comes from our array index that we found it on. Back into game instance once more, just get our save struct, and we set the array element on that. Size that to fit, break open the item. The index is the array ID. The item ID is the chest ID, and the contents is the contents. After that, do a does save game exist. It is gonna exist, so I don't know why we're checking it, but the save game exist, chest save. If it does, then we are going to get our chest save game object, and we're going to set chest game struct. There we go. We're going to set the struct to our updated one, like so, and then we're going to save game to slot. Stop being our slot. Okay, moment of truth. If this is actually going to work first try or not, or if I have to debug something. So we're going to put the ID of 0 here, and then we're going to put the ID of 1 over here. Okay, so I just removed all the save games, so now we don't have anything here, and we only have one slot there. That's fucking awesome, innit? Why do we only have one slot there? I think that's because the ID is 0 actually, so we need to make this 0 and this 2. And now I need to remove this again. Play. We got 3, 4, 5. 3, 4. Okay, so one of the things that we have to fix is over on your chest slot, after we drop it in there, we actually want to save it. So get our HUD get the chest inventory, and then get the chest ref. After that, you want to save chest. And after you save chest, I'm just going to delete all the save games I have. We can click play and test this. So I got nothing in my inventory. This one has nothing. This one has nothing. They are different sizes and everything. I can go and pick up stuff. I can put 3 lumber in that slot and 1 stone in this one. And on this one, I'm not going to put anything here yet. I click escape, restart, click play. I go in here. Our stones are there. I can take 1 out, go back out again and play again, and it's not there because we haven't updated on our slot. So we need to actually go to our inventory slot as well, and on our inventory slot we need to save, same as we did with our chest. So if it's valid, then we are going to save the chest. So we need to get our chest ref. Chest inventory, and then get chest ref and save chest. If it is valid, we're going to save it and then reinitialize. So if we compile and save, nothing here, this is still here. I remove the wood, I go out and click play, and there we go. This one has nothing. I can fill this one up completely. Click escape, go back in, and there we go. Everything is working as it should. Now I'm gonna be starting to work on a equipment system, so stay tuned for that. There was a request for that, so let's try to implement it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye bye.